If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
That's what interests you most? Whether I'd like to be a witcher again?
Most games give you choices. The Witcher 3 gives you consequences you regret. And that is why no game has ever truly felt the same. Even today, years later, with better graphics, faster engines, and massive budgets, there is still something about the Witcher 3 Wild Heart that feels untouchable. So the real question isn't just why is it good, it's why does everything else feel like it's missing something? From a narrative design perspective, and even from a system design perspective, it comes down to rare combination. Consequences, character, world design, and surprisingly, even combat. And the reason no game has replicated it is because all of these systems are perfectly aligned. Consequences. Let's start with the foundation. Most RPGs treat games choices like a system. Pick option A, get reward A. Pick option B, get reward B. It's clean, it's predictable, and honestly, it's safe. But The Witcher 3 breaks that completely. It gives you decisions where you don't have enough information. And that intentional because in real life, you wouldn't get full context before making a choice. You act and then deal with the consequences. The Witcher 3 replicates that feeling almost perfectly. You might free a spirit thinking it's the right thing to do, only to find out later it caused something far worse. You might try to stay neutral and realize that neutrality itself has a cost. And here's what makes it even powerful. The game delay consequences. It doesn't immediately reward or punish you, it waits. Sometimes hours later, sometime after an entire quest line, and when the result finally comes back, it hits harder. Because now it feels real. Next is character. Now let's talk about something most games get wrong. The main character. A lot of RPGs give you a blank slate. You or whoever you want. Skyrim is not affected here. And on paper, that sounds perfect. But in practice, it often leads to shallow storytelling. Because if the character has no identity, the story has nothing to build on. The Witcher 3 takes the opposite approach. Geralt is already someone. He has history, people who know him, relationships that existed before the game even started. And instead of removing that, the game builds on it. You don't control who Geralt is. You control how he responds to the world. That's a huge difference. Because now every choice feels grounded in personality. You are not picking random dialogue option. You are deciding how would this version of Geralt act, and it creates something rare, a character that feels both authored and personal at the same time. Next, world design. Now here's something people don't talk about enough. In The Witcher 3, the world is the main character, not the Geralt, not the story, the world. Because you know Witcher 4 is coming, right? And then you know about it. Because everything in it feels like it existed before you arrived. Villages have history, war has consequences, people are struggling whether you help them or not. And the game doesn't constantly try to impress you. It doesn't throw action at you every second. Instead, it lets you sit in the world. Ride through forest, walk through broken towns, hear conversation in the background. And slowly you start to believe it's real. That's immersion at narrative level. Next, side quest. Now this is where The Witcher 3 completely separates itself. Side quest. In most games, side quests are filler. Go here, kill this, collect the track quest, etc. But here, they exist to extend playtime. But in The Witcher 3, side quests are stories, and not just small ones. Some of them are better written than the main quest in other games. A simple monster hunt can turn into a story about grief, betrayal, or survival. And the crazy part is you don't expect it. You walk in thinking it's just another task, and you walk out feeling something. That's not good writing, that's consistency at scale, and that's incredibly hard to achieve. And next is combat. Let's talk about something people often criticize: combat. The Witcher 3 combat isn't the most complex system ever. It's not deep as Souls game, it's not as flashy as modern action titles. You have to use potions Yeah, there are many connections because it's an RPG game. There are many connections to it, and here's the thing people miss: it fits the world perfectly. Geralt is not a superhero. He's not Marvel or DC comic book character. He's a trained professional, a monster hunter who prepares before fights. And the compact reflects that. You don't just swing a sword. You use oils, prepare potion, study enemy types, use science strategically. Every fight feels like preparation meets execution, and it ties directly into the narrative. Because Geralt's identity is built around knowledge and experience, not raw power. And when gameplay supports character identity like that, it strengthens immersion. And next is about consistency. Now here's the big reason. Why no game feels like The Witcher 3? It's not one feature, it's not one system, it's consistency. Every part of the game supports the same vision. Choices feel meaningful, characters feel real, world feels alive, combat feels grounded. Nothing contradicts anything else, and that's incredibly rare because in most games, different systems are built separately, and you can feel that disconnect. But in Witcher 3, everything feels connected, like it was built with one clear purpose. So yeah, it's easier to say why don't more games just do that Witcher 3 did. But the truth is, they try. They copy the features, open world choices, multiple endings, but they miss the core, the feeling. The Witcher 3 doesn't just give you gameplay, it gives you responsibility. It makes you think about your actions, it makes you question your decisions, and sometimes it makes you regret them. And once you experience that, everything else starts to feel a little shallow. And that's why, even after all these years, no dream truly feels like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Not because it's impossible to copy, but because what does it best. It's one of the hardest things in the game design to ever get it right.